Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is
Sesame, Cher, and Carta.
Do you believe in life after love?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. It's the only Cher song that came to mind right now.
A good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope all of you people are out there, having fun cutting up turkey and eating it and, some yams and some cranberry sauce and all that good stuff, today as it is Thanksgiving as this is released.
Mm-hmm.
We're recording it well before, but still, I can smell that turkey right now. I have no idea what I'm doing this day as this is released. Because I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving yet.
Right.
Yes. What are you doing? What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year, Sesame?
Probably just, hopefully with the family and stuff. But unfortunately, 40 million people in our country are probably not going to have a great Thanksgiving, because of everything. But, so maybe, we should be extra nice to people and maybe give them some food, maybe give them some cheer. Not share.
Only 40 million?
Like more, actually. But we give us some cheer, not share. Well, maybe share as well. I don't know. I got to ask her to check her schedule. I'm not sure.
I mean, if Cher can come over for your Thanksgiving dinner, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like eat some biscuits and shit. Maybe some mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I don't know. Perform a song or two. Yeah. She can like Thanksgiving-ize the songs and be like, I got you yams. I got you yams.
Or I got you based because you're basting the tree.
Yes. That was bad. I'm sorry. Mine was bad. Oh boy. Yeah. Or I don't know. I'm blanking on Cher songs right now.
No, I don't know. I'm not a Cher guy. I don't really know much.
I used to listen to like Sonny and Cher and some Cher albums when I was a little kid, only because my parents gave me I bought a record player and they gave me all of their old vinyl and they had some from before I was born. So I listened to that stuff. So yeah. So I knew the stuff when I was a kid, but I probably don't now, because that was a long time ago. Do you remember when? No. Anyway, so today, speaking of Thanksgiving, there are not that many Thanksgiving movies out there. I mean, you have classics like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is one of my favorite movies, period. Thought about covering that this year, but I figured, hey, let's suffer.
Yes.
And there's other good movies, like Home for the Holidays. That was a good one. I can't think of any other ones. Anyway, so
the Oath did that take place on Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, it did. I thought about covering that one too. Yeah, but I couldn't find it anywhere streaming for free. So yeah, that was a good one. Before Tiffany Haddish went all Zionist, but it was good. So this movie here that we're covering today has National Lampoons in the title. So you're thinking, hey, I remember those like Chevy Chase movies, Beverly D'Angelo and all that stuff, the National Lampoon's Vacation, Christmas Vacation and European Vacation and Vegas Vacation and all that stuff.
Yep.
Thinking, hey, maybe this is kind of like that. And you know what? It is, but not in the good ways. Yes, in a derivative way.
Very derivative way.
Yeah, so National Lampoon, started out as a magazine, as a spin-off of the Harvard Lampoon. A great print magazine for 55 years. It, was, great. I mean, it was founded 56 years ago. Its first issue was 55 years ago. The final issue was actually 26 years ago. So, 55 years, the name's been around, I should say. So we have, the history of it, you've got the whole thing. And we've covered on our previous podcast, a movie about Doug Kenny, who was one of the founders of it. And you had other people at the present of the birth of the magazine. You had Michael O'Donoghue. And then throughout the history of it, you've had people like PJ O'Rourke and, John Hughes, wrote for the magazine, that's how we got Christmas Vacation and National Lampoon. We got the Christmas Vacation and Regular Vacation and all that stuff based on John Hughes stories. Also, how we got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles eventually, but that wasn't National Lampoon. But they were both written by John Hughes. John Hughes wrote a lot of good Christmas and holiday movies. So yeah. Anyways, so after a while, they released movies like National Lampoon's Animal House and then Vacation and all the other ones that were decent. And in the 90s or so, things kind of went downhill for the company. And here's the history of National Lampoon's film output. So first off, the first movie released by them was Animal House, which starred John Belushi, written by Doug Kenny and Harold Ramis and Chris Miller. Animal House became one of the highest grossing comedy films of all time, produced on a low budget, and it was enormously profitable. From that point onward, for the next 2 decades, the name National Lampoon applied to the titles of movies that were considered to be a valuable selling point, putting them on the front of the movie. But then there was a considerable ambiguity, I can't say that word, about what constitutes a National Lampoon film, because after the success of Animal House, a large number of movies were subsequently made that had the National Lampoon as part of the title, and in some cases used actors that had been associated with other National Lampoon productions. Many of these so-called National Lampoon movies were unrelated projects because during most of the 80s and 90s, the name National Lampoon could simply be licensed on a one-time basis by any company for a fee. So if you or I were to make a comedy movie and then contact National Lampoon and give them the right amount of money, we could put National Lampoon's, Mike and Sesame ruled the world,
Yeah, it's just weird to be able to put someone else's company on your movie by paying a fee. And probably because they need the money that bad.
Oh yeah, I compare it in a certain way to when Marvel was going under in the 90s as well, where they just licensed out their characters to movie companies. So you didn't have this is way before the MCU. So you would have Fox making X-Men movies and Warner Brothers making, or New Line, I guess at the time, making Blade movies, and, Fox making their Fantastic Four as well. And you got Sony making the Spider-Man movies and stuff like that, where they needed the money. So they would just sell off assets that they could. For licensing purposes. So it could be simply a no license for a fee. Then there were also cases where a film was originally, released outside of the US under one title, and then it had National Lampoons added to the title for the US release. For example, there's a 2004 Canadian release of Going the Distance, which is only branded National Lampoon when it hit American theaters. So that happened. And, you have diminishing returns. And so the original company, you had the movies like Animal House, Movie Madness, Class Reunion, Vacation, Joyous Sex, European Vacation, and Christmas Vacation. Then this company, J2 Communications, came in and kind of, I guess, licensed it a little bit. And you had National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, Senior Trip, Golf Punks, Van Wilder. Van Wilder, which is probably the last time that National Lampoon's was probably associated with a movie that actually was halfway decent.
Yeah.
You had a movie called Replicate. You had a movie called Blackball. You had Jake's Booty Call, my favorite movie ever. So then you have a bunch of other ones that are basically these, the National Lampoon Incorporated released a bunch of movies that they made themselves, which, it was, you had the Van Wilder, Rise of Taj, different movies like that. And then you had made for television movies, including this one, which was made by National Lampoon itself. And this movie that we're covering today is National Lampoon's Holiday Reunion, or in some places it's called National Lampoon's Thanksgiving Family Reunion. Don't know why it has two titles.
Yeah, because it's clearly about Thanksgiving.
Yes. So it might be that maybe when it originally aired, it was called Thanksgiving Family Reunion, and then they had to like sell it to other countries that don't have Thanksgiving. I don't know,
Yeah, so all about. I mean, it's mentioned in the movie like multiple times that like it's.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is that like maybe to sell it, you don't want to like emphasize the fact that it's an American holiday.
Okay.
If you're like trying to sell it to people in Great Britain or France or something.
Traveled internationally so far because it was such a great movie, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure it did great numbers in Japan.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this was released the same year as National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2: Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure.
Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. That's it. That's it. That's yes. We've reviewed that with our friend Ryan. From New Realms Media. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, you can look more into it. There's like a great documentary about the history of National Lampoon out there. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm not going to look it up because we're going to jump into this movie in a second here. So Thanksgiving Family Reunion or Holiday Reunion, depending on what you want to call it, is a 2003 made-for-TV movie. It was released on TBS Superstation. The Internet Movie Database logline for this movie is: all Mitch Snider wanted for his family is a traditional holiday feast with the relatives. The problem is he doesn't have any. That is until he gets an invitation in the mail from his long-lost cousin Woodrow. What follows is a full-course meal of non-stop laughs when the neurotic suburbanites clash with the hippie hicks from hell in National Lampoon's most outrageous family misadventure yet. Yeah, that had to have been like on the back of the DVD or something, because anybody that actually watched this movie wouldn't say those things.
No. It's definitely not nonstop laughter at all.
Yeah, and it's not their most outrageous film yet.
No, it's not. Are you kidding me? I mean, unless they just mean like being overly campy to the point where it's like annoying. I guess they could say that. Not funny in a good way.
And so this movie was directed by Neil Israel. And I will say the pain that he's put on humanity isn't quite as bad as the other Israel. But, it's still painful. So he is a writer and director known for writing Real Genius with Val Kilmer. He was the director of Bachelor Party. He was the writer of Police Academy. He was the writer of Look Who's Talking 2. As far as directing goes, he directed Tunnel Vision, Bachelor Party, episodes of the TV series Fast Times, which we covered the pilot of. Check that out, folks. The TV movie The Cover Girl and the Cop, episodes of The Wonder Years. The movie Breaking the Rules. Another movie we covered, Surf Ninjas. He directed that. The greatest output of Rob Schneider's career.
Yes. Yes.
Then he directed The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley.
Oh my God.
He directed episodes of the TV show Clueless, of the TV show Shasta McNasty, of Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, the TV movie Disney's Hounded, the TV movie The Brady Bunch in the White House.
What?
And then, yeah, which I need to find because I want to cover it. And some other TV shit. Like I said, he, as a writer, which he didn't write this one, so I guess he's got that going for him at least. He wrote Police Academy and some other things, but he wrote Real Genius. He wrote Look Who's Talking 2. Yeah, so we've got some good things that he's done. Anyways, this was written by Mark Warren, who is known for writing the TV series Kickin' It, That's So Raven, the Even Stevens movie, Even Stevens TV show, Nick Farino, Licensed Teacher, The Parenthood, Full House. So a bunch of like kids type stuff. Then Dennis Rinsler, who it looks like he's written sort of the same thing, like That's So Raven, Corey in the House, a bunch of kids type stuff. So that kind of makes sense. Yeah. And our movie stars one of the greatest actors living, Judge Reinhold. You didn't think I was going that way, did you? No.
I like him though.
As Dr. Mitch Snider. But no, really, one of the greatest actors living, Bryan Cranston, is Woodrow Snider. Yep. We got Penelope Ann Miller as Pauline Snider. We got Hallie Todd as Jill Snider. We got Megan Ory as Allison Snider. Callum Worthy, who I spent a day with one time at a mall, following him around with a video camera. Yeah, I spent 2 days. I, followed two different actors from Disney Channel. One day it was him, and one day it was I can't remember the girl's name. But at the time he was on like Austin and Alley or something. Really nice kid. Then we've got he played Danny Snider. We got Britt Irving as Twig Snider, Reese Thompson as Harley Snider, Anthony Holland as Uncle Phil. Then we've got Retta Hutton as Janice. We've got David Patekow as Jimmy Hodges, Gary Chalk as Fred Hodges. Then we've also got Noel Fisher, who later went on to be on what's that TV show? I just blanked on it. I had it like right before I said it, Mm-hmm. Let me look him up. He was on Shameless, the TV show with William H. Macy that everybody loved, and I only seen a few episodes of, but he's a pretty well-known actor. He played Buzz Hodges. So that's, and then there's other people. Yeah. So
we're really trying to avoid watch this. We're 20 minutes in.
We're going to talk about the movie, I swear. So initial reactions here, Sesame, to Thanksgiving / holiday reunion.
Oh man, it's given me like PTSD from like watching like Tooth Fairy 2 or some other terrible movie that we watched way back when we first started this.
Probably Christmas Vacation 2 vibes. Yeah,
it just during that era, I mean, we were just like watching like the worst movies possible, and reminds me of that. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to anyone involved in this movie, but I just didn't like. Yeah, I didn't think it was funny.
I mean, I don't think anybody ever goes out to make a bad movie. So
well, some people might intentionally make a bad movie. I don't know, but no, there was a few jokes that were kind of funny. I can't think of them right now. Maybe later I'll think of them as we go on, but overall, like you said, it's very derivative. I mean, like the whole like uptight family meets the hippies, and the hippies teach them how to cut loose or whatever. Like you've seen that in a million plays.
I agree. I mean, it basically, so what it is okay. You've seen Vacation and Christmas Vacation, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so the scene in Vacation. So first off, you've got the thing where you've got a family traveling across the country at one point with an old person in the car. You've got an uptight mom and dad, and they're like preteen and then teenage kids in the back seat with an old person, which we saw in Vacation. And then they visit their cousin who is like crazy, who has a dog that's in love with the that comes out later in the other movie. In love with the dad of the one family. So we've got, basically we transpose Clark Griswold for Mitch Snider and Cousin Eddie for Cousin Woodrow.
Yeah, I made that connection too. It's ridiculous.
It's completely like you could have written this movie as a bad follow up to Christmas Vacation or something, So instead of so you take that scene where Clark and his family visit Eddie in the first movie and then expand it to a whole movie, and then throw in elements of Christmas Vacation, like the fact that the I guess lower class family needs money from the richer family, or the supposed richer family, not Richard, richer family. And so the guy's kind of embarrassed at first to ask for it, and then he has to ask for it. Like in Christmas Vacation, where Eddie has to borrow like $50,000 or something, or $62,000 or whatever it was. I don't remember from Clark. So
I mean, this literally.
In this one, they changed it a little, and I thought, hey, this is a great movie, and then I realized there was a half hour left, but we'll get to that when we get into the plot here. So yeah, basically, it's completely derivative of Vacation movies with actors who are good in their own right. They're all good actors. It's just they're not Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid, So
and like you said, that scene in Vacation was only like 5 minutes long or something.
And it was subtle. It was subtle. This is all over the top. It's like, and I mean, sure, the stuff in Christmas Vacation was kind of over the top with Eddie, but it was never completely, I mean, I guess some of it kind of got unbelievable, but it was never to the fact that where you're like, no human actually acts like this sort of thing, you know?
And the movie wasn't about Eddie the whole movie either. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas Christmas Vacation 2 is, and that was a horrible movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why you realize that Eddie in small doses is good.
Yes.
And in this movie, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, because in my opinion, though, Woody, cousin Woody is the best part of this movie. So it's like kind of, yeah. Yeah, but it was still too much of them. Yeah. So what goes down in this movie?
So Mitch is an anesthesiologist. I'm not sure how to say it.
Anesthesiologist. Yeah.
Anesthesiology, like whatever. And I can't say it, but and he's like, I guess making a lot of money, sort of, maybe not, it seems like, but his family's like super materialistic. They usually just, you know, go out to dinner for Thanksgiving. Pretty much everyone is like self-absorbed, like there's not really a family. And he gets this letter in mail from this guy claiming to be one of his cousins who met once during like a picnic or something like that. It's just unbelievable. And so like he's like, oh, why don't you come to Thanksgiving? I mean, come on, like really? I'm sitting there right off the bat. Okay, I get it. You want to have a Thanksgiving. You want to have family. It's like a third or fourth cousin randomly contacts you, and you'd never spoken to them like once in your life,
or like you know, supposedly you spent time fishing with them when you were a kid or something. But my thing is, it's like I know it's. I know that I guess they are related, but it's like Mitch never does any kind of like due diligence to like find out, like, you know, I mean, I know the rest of his family's dead or something, but it's like there's no research into finding out, do I have a cousin Woodrow?
Right. Let's go ahead and just like accept his word, take him for his word. So and we also Mitch is just like, hey kids, let's get in the car and we're going to this stranger's house to spend Thanksgiving. And it doesn't seem like he actually informed Woodrow that he was coming either, because they were acting completely surprised when he got there. So you just show up at your supposed cousin's house like unannounced too, like completely. Yeah, which is also weird. Yeah, so like, yeah, he forces his family to go. They let this other guy named Uncle Phil, who he just spends his whole day yelling at cars from his driveway. Like that's his.
And he's not their uncle. He's just a neighbor.
Yeah, they call him Uncle Phil. And to make sure it's really funny, he keeps farting throughout the film. You know it's funny when there's farts, right? It's farts funny, right? Fart funny, right?
Yeah, like
smell bad, right? Fart smell bad.
As we record this, the previous night we had watched the and this is going to be outdated by the time it happens, but the Sabrina Carpenter episode of SNL, and there was a whole sketch about farts, which actually handled it in a lot better way than this did. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the sketch was kind of lame, but it was a lot funnier than this movie.
Because they overutilize Barbie like so many times, and it's like, ew. It's like, and he's like, I can't help it. It's like, oh my god, like it's like, why? For one thing, I always hate fart humor. I never thought it was funny, even as a kid. When a lot of kids think like fart and poop is funny, I never found it funny.
I never did either.
I just think it's stupid.
There are times that I think it can be used in a funny way, but like more intelligently in movies and stuff. But like even my 6-year-old great niece Riley the other day, she finds farts funny, but she's 6. And because she discovered the jingle for O'Reilly Auto Parts, and her name's Riley.
Okay.
So she sang to me, she's like, oh, O'Reilly Auto Farts.
Oh my god. See, that's funny when you're like 6. Yeah.
But still funnier in this movie.
Yeah, and there's like so many lines in this movie that don't even make any sense. Like they're not only not funny, they don't make any sense. Like when they're in the car, of course, the brother or sister always arguing with each other because they gotta have that. And she says something to him, I don't remember, and then he says right back, What are you gonna do? Grow boobs? And it's like, she's already a teenager. I don't even understand the joke. Like, it's like, well, like what? Like, I don't like. I don't get it. Like
that doesn't even make sense. Like, I mean, if you say that to like a male character, it might kind of make like transphobic sense, but it doesn't even make sense in this situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even like it's like it's supposed to be an insult, but it's like saying like you're eating a cheeseburger. You go, what are you gonna do? Eat a cheeseburger? It's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
it's like most teenage girls would want boobs. I'm just saying, and so it's like
a bizarre joke to me.
It's like saying to your buddy, "Hey, you know what are you gonna do? Grow a long penis?"
It's just like what I don't know, whatever. And again, it's also kind of a rude joke to make too about teenage girls. So that's a whole other conversation. But but just even so, like I said, it still doesn't make any sense. Like, and so there's a lot of lines I can't even remember off the top of my head. Maybe as we go on, I'll remember a few of these where they just thought it would be funny to kind of throw in. But that's right. They go to the house again, like you said, unannounced. Like they're all like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you came here," type of thing. Like, yeah, maybe you should have like actually called him or did something to contact him, to let him know. And then of course they're like the hippie family, and so the culture shock and blah blah blah, and they only eat animals that have died of natural causes, and so they're waiting for their turkey to die of tuberculosis. That's fun. TV's funny, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And animals, like instead of doing a humane thing, which is maybe killing the turkey as it suffers from tuberculosis, in your mind, letting the turkey die of TB first or humane, I guess. Like, what?
Yes. And so the thing is, it's like I was watching this movie while I was eating some chicken and gravy and mashed potatoes, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I've lost my appetite or what's going on.
Yeah. And like we have like dumb gags where like Woodrow apparently is like really bad with directions, and he like has like PTSD moments if you mention to him, which that's and like because he used to play football for the high school team, and then he accidentally ran into the opposite end zone and lost the game. And like apparently this town is like a 2-horse town where the only thing they could think of is like having a good high school football team. And so because he lost the game like 30 years ago, that like the whole town lowers its head in shame. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's town. If like that's the only thing you could think of is like having won in like a championship football.
I mean, it's like, but we've seen the opposite in other movies where, or TV shows too, where like somebody like Al Bundy is like, the only thing he ever did in his life that was good was high school football, and or like Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite or something. It's like, you're living in the past, and they're living in the past, but they're blaming their whole life on the fact that one guy fucked up at a game. It's like, okay.
That's the other thing too. It's someone else fucking up in the game. It's not even their own failure. And so it's like doubly weird, if that's even a word. Like, I'm gonna be like Trump, say doubly, like bigly, doubly. Yes. And it's like doubly stupid because it's like not even your own failure. That guy, the other thing that's unbelievable too is that like he makes his living by like basically like fixing machines like in his house, and apparently he's been holding on to a washing machine for 6 months that he hasn't fixed. Really? I don't know much about washing machines, but I'm thinking 6 months seems pretty excessive to be working on a washing machine. Not only that, the guy who wants him to fix it apparently has waited 6 months, which is weird. Like, I would think, by how...
I have a feeling that if there's a laundromat in this town, it does a lot of business.
Yeah, because apparently he can't fix anything. And like we learn, I don't know what else happens because I'm like jumping around.
Like, I will tell you, I've looked up some quotes from this movie, and some of the ones that are actually kind of funny. When they introduce the son Harley, Woodrow covers his ears and he says, "This is a chip off the old bong."
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and then he says, "If he had an Indian name, it would be Busted Condom."
Yeah,
don't know why I kind of found those funny. That was it. That was the only time I think I chuckled in the whole movie.
I like the Bond joke. That was
long
fun.
one, and I think it was just because the other one was followed. And it was like, and because in that little run too, right, with like they said, this is our love child Twig. It's all right, you can stare. I know they're hot. After introducing the kids.
Wait, did he say that? I didn't know.
And
oh my God.
I didn't find that one funny. I found that one disturbing.
I must not even noticed that one.
Yeah,
and
I heard that one, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
and like it's implied that they're swingers, and they just like automatically assumed that like Mitch and his wife would be into it without even asking them beforehand, which that's kind of
yeah.
weird.
At one point, it was like, it's like that. And my thing is, it's like, yeah, would you want to? I mean, I'm not going to kink shame anybody if you're a swinger or whatever. If you want to have an orgy or a foursome or whatever, but I don't think I'd want to include my cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, too, it's like you just met him for like the second time in your life, and immediately you just hop into the bed that you gave to them as like the gift for being a guest, and then you just hop on the bed.
And again, no kink shaming here. If that's what you want to do with total strangers, if you're doing it safely and everybody involved is consenting, not condescending.
Yes.
If everybody involved is condescending, that's okay. Wait.
That sounds like a terrible orgy. Just like condescending. Like I don't think I'd be into it. Like, period.
It's like, oh, that's what your penis looks like. Oh, but
like I think I'd just be out. Like I was gonna go to rallies and get a burger or some shit.
You can get some condescension from rallies employees instead.
The whole night, just nothing but condescension from people. Call phones fine. You're still kind of hoping the orgy, and you go, "Oh, you."
You call up your mom. No, that's not an orgy thing, but it's like you call up your mom and you're like, "Hey, mom, I need some, something's like, oh, it's you. I was hoping it was my other son." No, it's just
like, God damn it.
That was like the only time I chuckled was the bong line, I think. Anyways, but so we've got they come there, and it's like eventually their car gets stolen. Their Mercedes-Benz that they drove there in is like stolen. So Woodrow takes Mitch to go see this guy, Fred Hodges, played by Gary Chalk, who is like a gun shop owner, and accuses him of stealing the SUV. And then we have a foreshadowing of Donald Trump getting grazed in the ear by a bullet.
That's right.
When I watched that scene, I was like, "Oh, he looks like he's about as hurt as Donald Trump was." And
plus, too,
unfortunately, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go on a rant about that really quick. The fact that Donald Trump has to say, "Oh, I was saved by God," but God didn't bother to save the fucking volunteer fireman behind you who he fucking killed. Like, what the fuck kind of God does that? I'm sorry. Anyways,
I believe you gotta make sacrifices, and so like,
I'm gonna save a child rapist and tax evading asshole, but hey, I'm gonna kill a volunteer firefighter. Fuck that. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, if apparently they found no charges against this guy who owns the gun shop and tried to shoot someone his own shop.
Yeah, so basically he tries to shoot him, and he basically pierces Mitch's ear. And it was bleeding more than Donald Trump. But anyway, so and he was fine because he got up and he put his hand in the air and just said, I don't know, freedom or something.
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember.
So because that's what happened in the movie too, right? Yeah. So anyways, while that's going on, they at the house, out of nowhere, like the wife had been like all against this whole family thing and wanted to leave and all this other shit for obvious reasons because this family's insane. And all of a sudden, she's getting along with the wife, and decides, she's going to go to her for sex advice and shit. And it's like, okay, because the night before, when they tried to get into bed with Mitch and his wife, the two went off into the other room and were basically just banging behind a clothes sheet. So It's just like,
literally that's all it was. So they like left and they sleep outside, basically on the porch, and that didn't work out for them. What I don't even know their names of the wife and the two kids. I've already forgotten their names. Mitch's family, I mean.
That is Mitch's family is Twig is the daughter, the wife is Pauline, and the son is Harley.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's Woodrow's family, and then Mitch's family is Allison, and Danny, and then Jill is the wife. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah. Go like, oh, the hippie helps out the stuck up family to loosen up. You know, like I mean, you've seen this a million times. But like not done good at all, done very badly. And so what else happens? Because technically he only invited him because he wants to ask him an important question.
Yeah, so while they're in the car, was it to or back from the gun shop, whatever it was, he finally admits what he wanted to ask Mitch, and Woody asks him, he says, you know, can you I need a kidney. You got two of them. So, yeah, he wants him to donate his kidney, which I thought would have been a decent. Okay, anyways, so way to end the movie, but no,
he said no, so Woody just dies.
No. What I'm saying is the way I would have done. Okay, so what ends up happening is, you know, he has to like, Mitch tells his wife, and they're trying to like decide, well, what should I do this? And eventually, you know, Mitch decides to do the right thing after calling a surgeon buddy of his and stuff. And he's just like, yeah, I'll do it. You know, I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to, you know, donate my kidney to my cousin who told me he has 6 weeks left to live. And that's like, you know, the humane thing to do, the great thing. And in my opinion, maybe that could have been our movie, him like leading up to the idea that, oh, I'm going to donate my kidney to my cousin. No, because he tells him, you know, don't tell Pauline about it or stuff like that. So it's like, hey, something's up. And, turns out that's not what really he wants. And he's like, oh, you know, I thought, hey, if I ask him for a kidney and he agrees to that, then maybe he'll want to lend me the money to get me out of the debt I'm in because I wasted all my money on all these stupid inventions like the at-home dentist and and some gum that tasted like breakfast.
Yeah, that was the only two I think that he mentioned.
Yeah, and then showing like he couldn't sell these paintings that we find out Pauline had actually painted of where you could put your face in the middle of hanging out with like Buddha and Jesus and stuff like that. I'm glad they didn't have Muhammad. I was like, oh, worried. So just like, I think it was like Moses, Jesus, and Buddha. And I'm like, okay, I still don't think any of them should be like really represented in art, but that's just my own beliefs. But still, it's like, I just like, yeah, I'm glad the movie didn't do the Muhammad thing, because then you'd have like what was that one magazine that did it and people got their lives threatened and shit. You know, about 10 or 15 years ago or whatever. Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. It was a French.
Yeah, it was a French.
I forgot.
French like newspaper.
But, like,
yeah.
Also did a lot of Islamophobia in that magazine too. So it wasn't just.
I mean, I think it's stupid that they did that. I also think that the response was stupid, but it was still, you know. So.
It's still fucked up. Mm-hmm. And never mind the fact too that like Muhammad's actually been depicted by most of art throughout the century. So like the fundamentalists are completely lying when they say that like there is no depiction of him in art. Like, you know, it's just like, but that's another thing.
Yeah. So on that topic though, so there was a painting that was supposedly by Leonardo da Vinci called the Salvator Mundi that was found not that long ago. It was found in like the 80s or something. And then years of like fixing it and stuff. And it was Salvator Mundi means it's like basically something like about Jesus or whatever. It's a painting of Jesus holding like an orb that's supposed to represent the earth. And he's got his hands in like it's like with two fingers and stuff. That like different people have painted Salvator Mundi like images, but this one was supposedly by Leonardo da Vinci. Anyways, nobody knows if it really is, but some people say it is, some people say it's not, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, the painting went through all these years of different things of it, and eventually it was auctioned off by Christie's, and it's let me see here, I'm trying to remember, sorry here, the person that bought it turned out, I'm gonna have to, Salvator Mundi, I just don't want to say the wrong person here. It was bought by the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince,
Oh, wow.
And I just want to emphasize the fact that it's a painting bought by a Muslim of Jesus. And in Islam, they don't believe in representing prophets in paintings.
Yeah, well, he's like, yeah, it's a little bit more nuanced than that because.
And the main thing behind it though too is that the painting is used because most the art world is basically just money laundering. So
yeah, pretty much.
But it was like the highest auction painting in the history of the world. So.
That's so wild.
And from what we know now, it was supposed to be on view at the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, I think. But it's never been displayed anywhere since he bought it for various reasons. And so nobody knows where it is. And in my opinion, if you spend that much money on a painting, you should have to exhibit it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
But back to something that is truly art that should be auctioned off at Christie's, the National Lampoon holiday reunion. Yes. So we've got this like thing where, we find out that he just needs all this money because he fucked up and tried to, wasted his money on all these get rich quick schemes and stuff. But we also find out that Mitch is actually kind of broke because he wasted all these monies on .com investments, which wasn't even really a funny thing in 2003 because the .com bubble burst in like the late 90s. So this was like after a few years. So I don't understand.
Yeah, it was. It was like, it pretty much burst like in 2000 because everybody was trying to create their own little thing and investing in different websites. I mean, Amazon pretty much did very well, doing very well around. By the way, do you know that Amazon, this is kind of a tangent, way back in the day when Amazon first started, they actually had a program where you could it was like an affiliate system where like you would like try to like get other people to sign up for Amazon. And then you would get like a percentage of the profit for every person that signed up under you or started shopping on not like a pyramid scheme necessarily, but like
that sounds like a multi-level marketing scheme. Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit. It's not exactly that, but there was like they did have like some kind of I don't remember exactly. I'll have to look into it later, but it was not like a pyramid scheme, but there was something where like. Whatever. I'm not going to try to say what it was because I'm not exactly. But like basically, they had something in place where it was before because before it was like super big. I mean, for a while, Jeff Bezos had like a tiny little office. Like it was just like hardly anything. Yeah. And now, of course, he's like a demon. But like, anyway, but yeah, like the late 90s, like 2000s, when like everyone and their uncle was trying to get in on the .com thing. And like, what was it? The guy from The Wolf of Wall Street, what's his name? Jordan Belfort or something like
Jordan
that.
Belfort, yeah.
He had said something recently when Bitcoin was getting really huge again, like around like 2021, like there was like a huge just like a bull race or whatever, and not bull, maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Yeah, bull, like a bull market. And then he says he's like, when your grandma starts talking about like a new stock or whatever, that's like when it's about the burst. Like, because when everybody knows about it, that's not like,
it's not good. Yeah. That's usually when I find out about them. So
when your grandma's talked about like Bitcoin, you know that Bitcoin's about to bust. It's like,
if my grandma started talking about Bitcoin, that'd be really weird because both my grandmothers are dead. But yeah, anyways, my grandma appears to me in my dreams as a ghost or something and is like,
talking about Bitcoin. Yeah.
Invest in Bitcoin. Just be like, Grandma, how's Grandpa doing? Invest in Bitcoin. I'm like, come on.
Invest in Ethereum coin or Solarium or Trump coin or one of the other million different tokens. I wish I remember all of them now. For a while, I was studying crypto just because the concept was interesting to me, even though I knew it was all bullshit. Just the idea that like people actually take this seriously. So I was like studying it almost as like an anthropologist, like to try to figure out like what is so fascinating to these people,
So anyways, back to the movie here. We've got so we get to the point where Mitch is pissed off, so he decides he's going to walk back to Encino from I think they're in Idaho or something. So it's and so he's walking, and oh yeah, by the way, there's this dog named Yoko that has a thing for basically Mitch's ass and balls and shit.
There we go. That's great.
The music in this movie sucks, and it doesn't feel like it belongs in this movie half the time. And then every time this dog appears on screen, there's a song where the only lyrics to are Yoko.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's horrible.
I would say, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like my least favorite thing of the whole movie.
Yeah. I would say that the bad music in this movie is only topped a little bit by the credit song of Time Cop, which sounds like nothing like what the movie like whatsoever. Yeah. It's like some like rock type of song. Like
at least that song was about time travel, I think. So
but this movie is like stock. Again, I'm not trying to make fun of someone.
But then again, I guess I could say at least the song Yoko was about Yoko.
About the Yoko Ono. I'm assuming that's why they named the dog that. I
would have preferred that they played the Bare Naked Ladies song Yoko Ono, but that's just me.
They probably couldn't afford it.
I know. So anyways, we get this, Mitch leaves, and then we get this point where Allison finds out that Twig has like this, she has this like hope chest at the end of her bed, and Twig tells Allison not to look into it, and these are the teen girls. And turns out that Twig has been designing like dresses and stuff, and Allison tries them on without asking and stuff like that. And then they get into a fight, and they're like, there's a mud wrestling instance in the front yard. And what bothered me is the teen boys who are related to these two girls get all excited about it, like, ooh, mud wrestling girls.
Maybe they were thinking of the opposite one, like the guy was thinking of the cousin, not the sister, or something like that.
That still doesn't make much better.
Well, it does make it a little better. I mean, it's not good, but it's a little bit better than just there. But it's like a skunk, and then like a skunk.
This movie, anyways. So
it's weird, and also too,
earlier in the movie, we had a scene where Mitch is taking a shower, and Woody just appears in the shower and starts lathering him up, and they're both naked. This movie's fucking weird. And
I thought that was a dream at first, but then I'm like, oh no, this is like a shower scene.
It's like the scariest shower scene since Psycho. I mean, it's like, what the fuck?
He's like, why waste water? See, that's the problem I have with these kind of movies, where they always depict the free-spirited people as just like breaking any kind of boundary that like a person might have, where in reality, like the free-spirited people are usually like the best when it comes to like matters of consent, like where they like are asking people like straight up if this is okay. They're not just like hopping in showers and lathering up cousins or hopping on beds thinking they're gonna have a foursome. Like he's just like,
I mean, it's also so like there's like, there's things like, I mean, in my past relationships, I've taken showers with my significant other. And I guess it does reduce a little bit of the total time that the shower is running, but it's not really that much more efficient. So I'm just saying that. So it doesn't say. I mean,
it's your cousin that you've met twice.
Yeah. And I'm just saying that the idea of saving water when you shower, would make more sense with your husband or wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend. But even then, I don't think it saves much water. And usually when you're naked with your significant other things start to happen, and then the water's still running longer anyways. And then, so it's not really saving water. I'm just saying. So don't think you're saving a lot of water when you're doing this, folks.
And plus too, it's like, what if like you just want to take a shower by yourself? Like, is that just a terrible thing? Like,
I mean, I never take a shower by myself, which is really weird because I live alone, and I don't have a significant other. And I mean, there's just one of my neighbors just comes over and we shower together. It's no big deal. No, wait,
Woodrow show up with Yoko and just like throws his dog in the shower, and then.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because I have like a shower that's like big enough for like maybe two people, but somehow I have the whole neighborhood in there. But it's okay.
It's all good. But yeah, you make a good point about the weird mud wrestling. It's almost like like they forgot that these characters were supposed to be their cousins. Like at some point during writing of the movie, where they just they're like, oh yeah, mud wrestling. The other thing too that bothers me about that, other than like the whole incest thing of like cheering on your cousin, and perhaps sisters, mud wrestling. Because that's the other thing too. It's just like even if you were, again, I know it's like fucking weird, but like even if you were like lusting after your cousin instead of your sister, which again is weird enough, your sister is still involved in the act, which means you're going to be seeing that as well. It's like,
not to mention that this is a movie that was on television, and these are teenagers. They're not.
No, they're not.
It's not like a couple of like college girls like mud wrestling. It's like the fuck.
At most, they're probably like 15 at most. And like the other thing that bothers me is
they do say they're like 16. I mean, the one can drive and stuff. So it's like still, it's like what the fuck?
Which then makes the whole comment in the beginning even make, what are you gonna do? Grow breasts? 16? Yeah, probably. So that makes even less sense from whatever.
Yeah, you've gotten to the point where they'll probably stop growing. But anyway, so we're not going to get into biology here.
But no, I want to make one more comment about that though. Sure. Also, the fact there's just a big pile of mud for no reason. Just sitting there.
Like, why is it there? I mean, everybody has a pile of mud in their front yard.
I mean, why not? Like a mud bath is supposed to be great for you, apparently. I don't know, whatever. The other thing, too, I got to mention, though, is like how insanely white their teeth were, which made it even creepier. Like, nobody's teeth should be that white. Like, it's like, remind me of Ross from Friends when he got like extreme teeth whitening.
So basically, what ends up happening is then the two of them become friends, the two girls. And so they decide that they're going to go to this rally, which Allison thinks is like a pep rally. And it ends up being like a drag race rally sort of thing, not like, like RuPaul's Drag Race, but like a drag, with cars and like a monster truck rally sort of thing. And we have, they go to this road rally where Buzz Hodges, Noel Fisher's character, basically tells Twig that he likes her. And Allison then leaves with his brother, Jimmy, who is David Patkow's character. And then they go to a lake in the woods, and then they also find Uncle Phil, who's there with Pauline's mother, Janice, getting nasty, avoiding farts in this camper. Because they just met, and when old people, when they just meet, they fuck.
Get it?
Yeah,
it's funny.
I mean, there is a high rate of STDs in nursing homes, but still, we're not gonna. But not gonna get into that. So anyways, Pauline ends up picking up Mitch while she's driving the SUV that she stole from earlier. And she said she was taking it because she wanted them basically to stay there because she didn't want them to leave. And so Mitch finds out that Allison went off with this boy. And so they go off looking for Allison, the car. Then the chase ensues, and the truck that Allison and Jimmy are in won't stop because the brakes aren't working. And then he puts on the emergency brake, and then there's an accident. The car's going to catch on fire. And so Woody saves the kid's life. But then, we realize he's not breathing well. So then we get the whole thing where you got to poke his neck with a tube and shit like that. And Mitch ends up, saving him. And then, the town loves the Sniders now, and the curse is broken. They win their football game that day too.
Hey.
So then Mitch ends up having a traditional family Thanksgiving at the house where they eat the bird that had tuberculosis.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
What an ending.
And then that's not completely the ending.
No, it's not.
We have a scene where they're staying there, and Mitch and his wife are, rekindling their romance. But the movie ends with bestiality because Yoko, I guess, had sex with Mitch. I'm confused.
Of course, it has to end with this.
Because the next day, Jill says, Mitch says to Jill, Or Jill says, I keep thinking about last night. And he's like, oh, me too, especially the second time. And it's like, there wasn't a second time. So,
and then you got Yoko looking all sad, you know, with the sit down on the, because Yoko apparently loved bitch, which, okay, what gets, all right, I guess, okay, bestiality, okay, it's sick. Obviously, but usually it's the human being that's into the animal.
Yeah, not the other way around.
Into the human being. So again, why is everything backwards in this movie?
I mean, earlier that day, I was over at my or not that day, yesterday. I mean, I was at my sister's house, and they have a newer dog named Millie, who is still kind of a puppy, but is a bigger dog. And every time you walk into the backyard where she kind of lives, she comes up and like starts trying to like get up on people and jump up on you, and you know, wants to like dance or something. And then, you know, well, always anytime I say kisses, it starts to like, you know, lick my face and stuff like that. But then it doesn't know its own strength, and then it like will scratch your arms and shit like it did me yesterday. But, you know, I'm sitting here after watching this movie, I'm thinking, oh, does Millie like me? No, I'm joking. No, no, Millie's a good dog. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Also too, the other ending is when everyone lives happily ever after, and they all super successful. Yay!
Oh yeah, they show like these magazines, like, because everybody, when you have a successful life, you get your picture on the cover of generic magazine.
Like the girls, they become fashion designers now in Milan.
Yeah, and then Uncle Phil and the mom of what's her name? Pauline's mom end up having twins, even though they're like septuagenarians and stuff. It's just like,
what's that about? It's so stupid, man. God, this movie sucks. Like, it's like, I know. It's just so dumb. Like, it's not even good.
It was less than an hour and a half, and it felt like 5 hours. It was just so bad.
I had to watch the whole movie on 1.25 speed from the beginning to the end. So it was 67, shaved off 22 minutes.
And this movie's kind of hard to find, folks. I guess you can buy it on DVD and stuff. If you do want to watch it and you haven't already, and you're this far into the episode, you know, just contact me. I can give you a link to it.
How did you find it? Oh, okay.
I found it somewhere else and downloaded it. So
I was say it's just like, damn.
Yeah. There is a link too there is one on YouTube I found later that I didn't realize was there. So I thought it was a review of the movie, but it was actually the whole movie. So there is a link of it. Just look it up on YouTube, folks. But if you can't find it, let me know. The Mike at cullenpark.com. Yeah, speaking of which, folks, speaking about .coms, go to all2reeltoo.com and you can check out stuff for this, for our other episodes, you know, that are about better movies, maybe. And, you can check out our TeePublic there. It's a good way to support the show. You can get some merch. Go to our Patreon, another good way to support the show. Be sure to give us a 5-star review wherever you can. Give us a thumbs up. Comment on our videos. Comment on our episodes. You know, help spread the word, folks. You know, maybe go visit your long lost cousin and tell him to listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just don't try to have a foursome with them.
No, don't.
Or hop in the shower and lather them all up.
I mean, I'm not going to kink shame you, but don't. Not with relatives, folks. This isn't like the royal family. You don't have to get it on with your cousins. And
yeah.
Anyways, so you could be like Queen Victoria, who basically was married to her first cousin, and then when he died, she wore black the rest of her life, and that's kind of why we wear black when we mourn people. It started in the Victorian age. Yeah. So yeah, found that out the other day. Thought it was interesting. Yeah. So, any other thoughts here before we wrap things up?
No, not at all. I just want to end this.
I do too. I just want to end everything. No, I'm joking. Don't call the cops on me. Folks, just remember that trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal. Free Palestine. It's not free, by the way. I was told online the other day that because there's this supposed ceasefire that Palestine is now free. Fucking bullshit. Anyways, look into it, folks. Look into the history of everything. Palestine is not free. Anyways, fuck the oligarchy. Fuck Donald Trump. I don't care anymore. Come after me, bro. Come at me, bro. And I love you. Yoko loves Mitch.
Yep.
A little too much.
Yeah, a little too much.
Sesame loves you. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand-delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
So did you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.